Woo! What's up, baby? What's up, baby boys and girls, and everything between, and everything outside of that? All right, how y'all doing tonight? I am pleased to be I'm at a different spot. Shout out to Twin Peaks, I appreciate it, but I'm not gonna be there every night. Sometimes I'm gonna be other places, undisclosed locations. I'm just playing. I'm actually at B-Dubs right now. There's a fantasy football draft going on inside, live with the staff. And they're making some foolish ass picks. But hey, you know what? I don't want to get banned from here, so I'm gonna just. I've already been banned from a couple of different joints. I ain't gonna a couple of different Johns. I ain't going. I'll run out of places, bro. I want places where there's a lot of TV so I can keep up my betting job. All right. Speaking of keeping their jobs, all right. And speaking of, it's okay. His job's not in question. It's not in question. As long as we just, as long as we keep it straight, we keep it 100, but we also keep it a buck, but we keep it sometimes a little bit, polished. Nah, I'm playing with you. This dude ain't about that. You know why? Because this dude is an absolute master disaster, an absolute Hannity of calamity. He is just going to go and wreck it up. Some people just want to watch the world burn, and that's what this guy does. What up, G? Or I should say JR.
Yo, E-Rock, I'm doing good, man. One more week. Like, legit, this is legitimately, like, at least one more-ish week until football.
What did you just say?
Like, 1.5 more weeks.
Oh, sorry.
Football. Like, this is the last week because next Thursday it's going to be football, real football, not the UFL, not that wannabe spring football, not the Canadian football, but NFL football. I can't wait.
Hey, don't hate too much. Don't hate too much. That's like a nicotine patch until we that's like a nicotine patch. Patch. We're just waiting for that. Hold up, we got a couple comments already from my cuz over in Oceanside, California. What's good, Colton? He's got much obliged. Yeah, there you go. See, I appreciate it. My cuz right there. Shout out, Colt. And then he said this, was that even English talking about your dad? It's like, it was English. It was just he was figuring it out. He's like, he's so excited about football that he's ready to jump out of his skin. But I appreciate the comment on the intro. I appreciate it. I try to work on it my best, Hey, there you go. By the way, look at that. I'm rocking the closed jersey today. Let's go 336 QC. What's up, baby? QC Queen City, the real Queen City. Fuck you, Cincinnati. We're the real Queen City. And that's Charlotte, 336 Winston. See me, bro. All right. So, Jordan. Opening comments. Well, more opening comments, and then your calling card to start off this show, please.
Yep. And I can't wait for all this wide receiver drama to end. Because guess what? Football season, you gotta focus on the games. And just like that, you can catch me at Total Apex Sports, Total Apex Fantasy for all my writings and all that good stuff. You can check me out at ScOutCast, me of Mr. E-Rock. You can catch me at Curious Sports Post with Senior Gabriel. You can catch my social media, JCRound6898, at Twitter and Instagram. You got me at JCRound79 and TikTok. And I can't wait for all the TikToks I'm going to make for NFL teams. Because the one about Florida State, those are going to be appetizers. Because once the NFL season starts, oh boy. I'm going to flow, baby.
Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
Damn right.
Keep rolling.
Yep. I have on my Thursdays and Sundays TikTok just in case and just ready. But like, you can guess what those are.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling we might have to. You know, definitely have a TikTok for some of the things that were said in yesterday's show because we just went off on this awesome tangents, and they weren't like even bullshit tangents or anything like
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. Well, okay, some of them a little bit were, but I mean that goes with
True.
the territory. But some of them were legit. Like before the show, I'm not gonna say what it is because it was a little bit more controversial. Well, it would start it's stuff I don't want to start on the show. But we were all making jokes, but it was the truth. Then we got deep. There's gonna be a show. Oh, they're turning the lights out on me. Oh, that's cool. I feel you. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Oh shoot, that made it work. They turned the lights. Look what they did. Look what they did. Look at this. I got a
Oh God.
spotlight on.
God, that makes it worse,
that
man.
made it worse. I think they were trying to help, and it made it worse. They were trying to help me out with the light, bro, and they put the spotlight on me, and it made it worse. That's cool. Already? Oh, they're just trying to get y'all out of here. Yeah, they're doing their fantasy drive. My dude's rocking a Zay Flowers jersey. I got to give him credit. You know what? I ain't even mad at him. I ain't mad at him. I told you, I actually have nothing. If it wasn't, usually as a Steelers fan too, as a Panthers and Steelers fan, I would hate Ravens fans. I don't really have a problem with the Ravens. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like you mostly have problem from Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Oh, we're not go. Whoa! Let's not go too far. He said the Ravens are a humble team. I said, whoa.
Oh God, they are not humble.
Man, you're talking
John
about
Harbaugh,
fans.
baby.
Now you're talking about the fans. He says, "How many Ravens fans you hear gawking?" That's fair, actually. That's fair.
No, my stepbrother's a talker. Older stepbrother.
Pittsburgh fans are assholes. Ain't no doubt about it. No, they're as bad as Cowboys. That's why I love Stephen A. Smith. And I don't love him actually, but that's why I love when he says like all this shit about Cowboys fans. I'm like, Steelers fans are just as bad, right? You go into a freaking bar and they split.
Yinzer, baby.
Always. He does. I mean, I respect you. Went to Winston-Salem State. All right, back to the thing at hand. Living Good 09 is where you can find. You can find my work, or all of our work. My musings are not on my Twitter right now, but I am going to start posting them because Joe's inspired me. Jordan's inspired me to do that. And I like writing. I just like doing digital media better. God, I hate this light. I really wish they hadn't done that. God, it's like my face is so handsome you can't even see me. Okay,
it's a little better now. It's a little better now.
Yeah, I'm tilting it down. I'm having a hunch, and I already have a back spasm thing here. I'm on the PUP list right now, but I'm still working. But I worked through it. They tried putting me on there. All right, dude. Homie over here's got a Bengals. He's got a Burrow jersey on, but he's even. I like his commitment. He peroxide his hair too.
Oh God!
I like the commitment. You gotta like the commitment.
Yeah, like
going all the way.
The commitment's good. It's just that it makes him look like wannabe Eminem.
My name is what? My name is who? And speaking of Joe, hey, Slim Joseph. What's up, bro? I didn't expect to see you here.
I didn't either, to be honest with you.
Oh well, what a pleasant surprise.
Joe is like Eminem. I'm in.
Oh, we hadn't mentioned Eminem quite yet, but Eminem is pretty awesome, no doubt. Joe jumped in right after we were talking about, the receiver situation, and I think Joe's jumped in because he wants to set the record straight. He wants to make sure that that the Yankees won today. That's what he wants you to know. That's what he wants you to know.
That's not why I'm here.
Wait, he's here because he's awesome at his job. His job's plural, and he's a student of the game. Joseph, opening remarks and where to find your muses.
Yeah, I mean, you can find my opinions on anything sports or entertainment related at Java Joe Sports on the X. Link to my writing portfolio is on there as well. As far as the wide receiver market, I mean, I've been very vocal about how much of the cap is now going to be going to that position, and it's going to make teams very wary as to what they're allocating to certain positions now. I think there's going to be a lot more cap gymnastics, if you will. Teams are going to actually have to start making some really tough decisions as to what positions that they're going to be allocating these premium money to, because they're obviously going to need a draft for the rest of it, so that there's somewhere they're spending less on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with you. I think that's a very fair point. Sorry, I am trying to maneuver so I can figure this whole LED light situation out. I think they're doing it on purpose to screw with me. Maybe they're mad that I've been at Twin Peaks cheating on them. Okay. Okay. So, in the meantime, I guess I'll look like I'm holy and everything is beautiful behind me. Okay. So, let's go ahead and just jump. Well, first off, I want to give a shout out. This is only going to take a second to 3 different women, straight up badass women of obviously the equal, CC and AR. She's still doing it. Yeah, her shooting percentage is cheeks, but or it's buns, but at the same time, she is just absolutely terror down low. And CC is doing her thing. I think she did it again tonight. I didn't catch the score was later, what it wrapped up at, but I think they won. They had a pretty good lead against the Dream. But let's acknowledge how good, not just good, how ridiculous Asia Wilson is. Let's all take a second to appreciate she's averaging 27 and 12, I think is what it is. That's like even for NBA, that's freakish numbers, but for WNBA, that's really freakish numbers. So I want to be the first one to say I've never said she wasn't the best player, but damn, you do you, Asia, you do you. Any comments, anything to piggyback off of the performances she's been having and how unstoppable she basically is? Jordan, you have anything? It's okay if you don't. It's not a problem. But still.
Nothing really much besides like what's happening right now. Like, what are you doing, Storm? That's playing down to the Mystic. You're down. Like, even though like it's 24-19, they can cut back immediately. I'm like, what are you doing? Win the quarters.
Who's the Storm and who? Storm
the Mystics.
Oh, the Washington Mystics. Ooh, your favorite team. That's your favorite team, bro.
Come on, Storm.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. We know what's coming up next then. We know what's about to happen because of that. There we go. It's our first of the day. Hey, it's our first time to mention DC sports. Oh, speaking of DC, Joe, do you have anything to comment on, or pretty much like we've said it all, I guess, at this point?
I mean, her play speaks for itself.
Yeah,
I didn't love her previous game as far as efficiency wise. I think 8 of 28 is definitely not your best work, but at the end of the day, you can clearly see after the Olympics, after championship runs with the Aces, you could put Brianna Stewart in there as well, but I mean,
yeah, it's a bad
the championship takes her to that top spot for me. So nothing that I'm seeing surprises me when it comes to her, and she's a model citizen not only on the court but also off the court, as she just recently won the WNBA Community Involvement Award.
Oh, nice!
Which is named after Dawn Staley.
Yes, that's awesome.
She's definitely someone you want to be putting at the forefront of your league, represent your league, and she's representing to the best of her ability.
I love it. I agree. That's a great take on that, Joe. Great take. And with also nothing but love and much respect to Dawn Staley. She is just what a great coach she is. Great player and incredible coach. I mean, it takes a lot to manage stars, even no matter if it's women's, men's, youth. Well, it's a little different at youth because once people start getting paid, that's when things like egos start flaring up. Egos getting in. When money's even in high school, that starts you can have a great, incredible team. You know, I know that's redundant, but you can have the most talented team. But that's why I love and I respect Ty Lue so much about I didn't maybe not liked him that much as a player, but as a coach, that dude knows how to manage egos, and he can make it work. I mean, dude has James Harden on his team. I can't think of a bigger ego to try and manage. Okay, so that being, I'm so glad. Oh shit! Someone mentioned it was a great segue. Oh, I'm gonna take DC Sports off the page for a second. Sorry, DC, you've been too suffered enough there. So yeah, no, it's well, until I can remember this, let's just go ahead and get down to the brass tacks here. Something happened today. I think it's worth obviously mentioning. There's this guy, and he plays football. He catches the ball, and he's very good. And he actually accounts for 35% of his team's receptions, and I think they're based in the Fort Worth area, or maybe it's Dallas. I'm not sure. Does anyone, Jordan? Can you help me out? What's his name again?
A B C D E F G. Lamb got paid a big bucks indeed.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
Yeah,
okay,
it wasn't that bad.
It was like A he C D got his dough. Now he gonna let the other receivers know. What up? There you go. That's how you do it. Leave it to the rappers. But I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. So guys, let's look at the contract. Second highest non-quarterback paid in NFL history. Only under, you guessed it, just like this guy who's in this draft over here, this fantasy draft, JJ, not McCarthy, the good JJ. And that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, but he's getting 38 guaranteed up front. Now that is more, I think, than JJ. But overall, JJ's getting paid
30 million signing bonus.
So yeah, that's
$34
more
million
than
per
JJ
year.
after that. Yeah.
And $100 million guarantee, baby.
Whew. So he's there for 4 to 5 years. Guaranteed.
For your contract, baby.
Well, no, it's like apparently his 5th year is like pretty much he's gonna probably be locked in, assuming he wants to make a lot of money. Which, money talks and bullshit walks. We all know that.
Yep.
Guys, it's finally done. We can finally stop hearing about. Well, we're not going to stop hearing about it. Cowboys are always going to be on the fucking news. They're always going to be on ESPN. ESPN might be ESPN Dallas sometime. ESPN Dallas and ESPN Lakers. All right. So that's what's going to happen. But it's one of the things about one of the complaints I have about them. Other than that, gotta hate this light. So I guess thoughts about this, and does this gives them ample time? Does this give him enough ample time to where he can get into football shape? Like he's been working out in South Florida, and obviously the risk of soft tissue damage is with people that do holdouts. I mean, just in general. Now, where does this put the Cowboys now that this has been set? So, Joe, let's start with you. Does this change any perception on the NFC? Well, y'all's NFC least, east, whatever your beasts, whatever you want to call it.
No, not for me. This out of the deals that are up there, this was a deal that absolutely had to get done, for the sake of the team. So that alone, I was least worried about Lamb's deal as I was any of the other deals like Trent Williams or Ayuk.
Yeah.
I was really more worried about those than I was at Lamb's, because if you look at the wide receivers behind CeeDee Lamb, there was no way they were going to enter week 1 of the season without that taken care of. He had all the leverage in the situation. There was no way they were going to week 1 without him. So none of this surprised me. None of this changes my mind as to placement of the team or things of that nature. If anything, it was really just a waste of our time in doing this dip and dance and he said, she said, and all the aggressive things that Jerry Jones is saying about how his leadership is and why he's the right man for the job. One thing that I will say, that it cements for me as to how Jerry Jones conducts his business is he's always late. he is never on time. He is always going to be a person that's going to overpay or reset the market because he doesn't have the foresight to sign the contracts before they balloon to a nature that forces them to spend more. Did it with Ezekiel Elliott, waited until other people got paid, and then he overpaid for him. And now where he's at, he probably could have gotten CeeDee Lamb for maybe 28, 29, something close to where AJ Brown and Devontae Smith got. But instead he waited for 15 other receivers to get paid into the 30, 35 range, and now he had to come up to that number. So if anything,
Joe, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm glad you said that because I want you to kind of piggyback off yourself, I guess. What I'm going to say is it, and obviously this is not, we're not inside his Jerry head, but it sounded weird. But he is it that he's stubborn? Is it that he's just not? Yeah, you said he's late, but is it because of hubris? Is it because of I mean, what do you?
Well, we don't. Here's the thing, Rock. We don't have to wonder because he has a big mouth. He's going to tell you.
That's very true.
So
actually.
we don't have to speculate because he's just going to tell you.
That's very true.
And basically anything that he said the last couple of weeks is that he knows what he's doing and that people need to get off his junk. That's basically in short order. That's what he's been saying. Now he had to walk some of that back because the players in question that have been waiting for him to sign those checks have been thinking, so you're not in a rush. Okay, so if you're not in a rush to sign me, I'm not in a rush to show up to your training camp. So that's basically one small thing that maybe he's walked back a little bit, but largely he's going to tell you exactly how he feels, and not give a rat's ass as to the repercussions from that. So whether that's hubris, whether that's confidence, whether that's arrogance, I don't think we really need to speculate because he's going to tell you exactly how he feels about it.
No, that's a very fair point. That's a fair point, and I respect that. Here, I'm trying anything I can to where my fade's still blurry. Whatever. Jordan, while I figured this out, any thoughts you have? And Joe, I think that was very eloquently said. Mm-hmm. And I think that also is very true. He's going to tell you whether he actually knows it's BS or not. That's a different story. I think he's like, you lie to yourself enough to where you believe something. Mm-hmm. I think like everyone's done that at one point. So, I mean, that's the thing. You can't, people like don't understand that. How do you, really honest people, and I'm not saying this makes anyone that does this bad because I've done it. And I don't think I'm a bad person. Cross my fingers. But in fact, I know I'm not. But it's like you want to convince yourself of something so much that you can really just start to alter your thinking of it. Maybe that's what he does, but also he's got so much money and power. He has a $10 billion team, which is the highest in America. And that's so, I mean, like that of the most popular sport in America. So, man, humility goes off the table. This dude knows he got it. I don't care how old he is. But, Jordan, any kind of takes on from what we have both said so far from this before we move on to a bigger picture?
This is going to be the same. This is going to probably lead to the same drama with Dak Prescott. Like, if he's waiting for that long to try, like, the quarterback mark is already set. But like, this is probably going to be the same thing with Dak next year. Like, it's gonna get a lot of unneeded drama, unneeded attention, and once the deal's done, it's like, oh, so wait that long for this? Like, it's just if you're a Dallas fan, it's frustrating. If you're not, it's funny because you're seeing the entire circus running around acting like a bunch of fools. That, and also have fun trying to keep Mike Parsons next year.
I don't think that's actually going to be a problem. But Dak, however, because Parsons even has a deal or has a time on his contract for next year. So
have fun trying to keep all three players, guys.
It's gonna be tough, but I don't think it. Look at the now. See, this is what Joe was saying, and it's 100% true. what is Howie Rosenthal? Is that his name? Who's the
Roseman.
Eagles GM? Rosen, excuse me. He
Roseman.
gets them locked in early. Rosen, I said Rosen. He gets them locked in early, so it's not as expensive. That's the way it's supposed to work. Now, everyone, like all of us have said, Joe more recently. It comes down to he wouldn't have to play this game if he just looked ahead. I think this is more of a power play and showing his dominance, and that comes out to hubris. But it's like that part he's not saying, but it is. I think that speaks for itself. However, right now they are that's why the Eagles can afford to do it, because they get people on the early, and as they should. So, sorry, 1 second.
But yeah, like it's gonna be fun. I personally think like it might cause a little more trouble with Dak and Jerry, but like
This happened. Something just weird happening. Okay, sorry, my bad, guys. But yeah, so it's like I want to take a look. Sorry for the viewers that kind of peeled out after that happened. I apologize. I'm back. I swear. We're good. I don't know what I did. So I want to make sure that we look at the macro of this, because this is what I meant by in the description of the dominoes kind of falling into place now. So what is this going to mean for the Bengals, who have Jamar Chase knew what he was doing, and if anyone thinks that they weren't in communication, like these receivers aren't in like a circle the same way the quarterbacks are, they're tripping, because they know it's about resetting the market. The same way happened when Lamar was on the market, temporarily. So Jamar was just waiting. He's like, I already know that CD is going to be on the next thing, ready to go. But so like once that domino falls, and then now Brandon Ayuk is the same way. How do you think this affects both of them? I think it goes with Brandon Ayuk more than it does with Chase. But let's get your all's thoughts on that. And I won't blip out again, I promise. Jordan, you go first this time, sir.
For Jamar Chase, he's looking he's telling the Bengals, hey, this is it. This is what their deal's looking. I want my at least similar or a little higher than I'm staying. Like that's what Jamar Chase is looking at, and that's what and I think the Bengals are gonna cop out that money. For the Niners, they're done. I think it's for Ayuk. It's probably done. It's either they're done. Like just do the trade, man. Come on. Like I know, like and I get why Ricky Parashall has some injury concerns, and the Niners are trying to do everything they can to keep him. But like you gotta rip that Band-Aid. You gotta rip that Band-Aid off, because that is becoming a gangrenous wound, and it's better to rip it off and cut it off than just let it fester forever. Like he's gonna be gone either way. That's just me personally.
You're right. Well, I mean, I think that. Thank you to our viewers on Twitch. We lost our viewers on Twitch once I blanked out, so I appreciate y'all coming back. Much obliged. We are back, and we are better than ever. Okay, so that's true. Well, I don't know. I'll let Joe get his opinion on where does this make the market itself is set. I think that goes without saying. Obviously, the receiver, it used to be in the 90s and early thousands. The running back position was the second most lucrative position, right? Now it's obviously receiver because of the way the game is shaped, the rules, the concepts, etc. It's evolved. So obviously we know about where the benchmark is, but what does this mean for the rest of the individuals going forward in terms of their impact on the team or how they're going to approach, if that makes any sense? I kind of got a little bit, that was a lot of word salad there, but Joe, yeah, if I need to restate it, I will.
No, I'm just gonna take the wheel on this.
Oh.
As far as the money is concerned, here's gonna be the problem with San Francisco, and this is why they're gonna be in trouble. You have a quarterback situation that bill's coming due. Quarterback position has ballooned up to $55 million now. So at this point, with that 55 million, and you're looking at a guy like Brock Purdy who has been in a Super Bowl, and you're looking at some of those guys that are in that 50 to 55 range, you know you're coming in either in between there or slightly above, depending on who that 55 is. Wide receivers now ballooned to 35. And Ayuk is looking at that fifth year option, and he's saying a lot of guys that are producing at my same level, or me producing a little bit higher, or them producing a little bit higher, are now making more than double what I'm making on this fifth year option. Now their problem is pass rusher has now also ballooned to $34 million. And the reason why it's ballooned to $34 million is they themselves paid Nick Bosa $34 million a season. So they actually reset the pass rusher market. And now they're figuring out, okay, we have a $55 million price tag coming. That bill's coming due very soon. And because they have number one in the top 10 of each position outside of that, your Fred Warners, your Dre Greenlaws, you have guys at high premium prices at other positions on your team. You can't pay everyone in the top 10 in each position on your team. So sacrifices need to be made at this point. So their plan was they're going to try to get Ayuk on board on that fifth year option and have this one last go as presently constituted. Yeah, sounds great on paper. And once they met with friction, as far as Brandon was concerned, that's when they started listening to offers. Well, from Brandon's side, he wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. So not only does he want his 35 million, but he also wants to be on a team that could win a chip. And none of the places that they were going to try to ship him to were in any position to do so. So he said, nah, I think I'm not going to do that. So now they're here. They're in this position, sitting there in a staring contest with his representation. And they're having the same staring contest with Trent Williams because now they also have to pay him too. And I honestly, personally don't know how they get this done. This is going to be Miracle on 34th Street type situation that John Lynch is going to have to make happen. I think they're in trouble, me personally, because you know that quarterback bill is going to get paid. You know, out of everything, the quarterback bill is going to get paid. So at this point, they either have to sacrifice the tackle or the wide receiver. There's no way they're able to do both in a long-term situation.
They got
Jordan jump in.
And also, I think it was like breaking news. Trent Williams holding out, so they gotta do those deals now. And also, there's stuff if they don't like next year's cap, 38 million over the cap. San Francisco, if they don't win a chip right now, they're screwed. San Francisco's done. Like
I've been saying their window has been closing. They're like in where the Boston Celtics. Well, at least the Boston Celtics at least won a title before that because they're thinking of bills coming due, and like this is something I've compared it to is they're gonna their luxury tax is gonna be off the charts soon. So, and it's kind of the same way with they wanted to prioritize CMC, Bosa, I think, and then they got Debo taken care of, and then I guess I don't know about Kittle. Either way, they've done a lot.
If they're being honest, they tipped their hand when they drafted Ricky. If they're being honest, they tipped their hand.
I knew they were planning on trading when they got Ricky. Like once they say wide receiver, I was like, he's gone.
I thought it was gonna be Debo though. That was my fault. Like it's not my fault, but that was my mistake on saying like. I erred thinking that I thought that was the best decision because they already have
leverage. It's his problem because he had a crap year last year, so he's not in any position to want more.
No, I'm saying like they could have traded Debo. I feel like because they have a Debo style player where he's a two-way receiver / runner.
He's the cheaper player long term though.
But they like CMC. But they like CMC better.
Well, I
And that's
understand
fair.
that. It's just for me, like
100%.
Brandon Ayuk's the higher ceiling.
Oh no, I agree.
So if you're
That's
trying
why
to
I would
Yeah.
save
see.
money,
Yeah,
you keep the cheaper guy.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
if you could, but now here's the Trent Williams is the thing of it, which you mentioned. That's the thing of it, and he is standing pat. Like no one expected him to really be a holdout. He's not a holdout because he's also made a lot of cake over the years. It's not like he's a young buck.
Exactly,
Well,
man.
compared to football terms, he's not a young buck. He's also not as
He's
brittle
still
and
beast, man.
he's not as brittle and on the back nine as Tyron Smith, but he's definitely better. Best left tackle in the league. He has more leverage than anyone, and if they're going to pay him first, I guarantee that they're going to pay him first.
They have to.
I think the more that Brandon stays on the market, I think that's where the Steelers can be a contender. Not necessarily this year. Could have been a contender. So I think that the Steelers are the best situation for him, and it's one of the places he wanted to go to. And they already said they have a deal in place, ready to go. And San Francisco's holding on to hope. They're holding on to hope. I just think it's in that, and then there's like random other ones like in the pass rusher thing. You're 100% right. And then something that didn't help that either.
I personally think they have to restructure everything.
Brian
Burns. They're in hell.
Brian Burns didn't help the pass rushing market out there. That's why the Panthers traded him. They should have traded him earlier, but that's why they traded him.
They gotta have to restructure until like something breaks.
Well, this is John Lynch's biggest test so far. Let's call it that, right? We all agree on that. Oh my God, that's a mess.
He failed the drafting test when he drafted when he traded up for Trey Lance, but thank God Brock Purdy came out of nowhere because like if he didn't, his ass would have been gone.
True.
Because my God, he was bad.
Good old Purdy. Hey, you know what I do? I'd pay IU, I'd pay Trent Williams, and I get a new quarterback. That's my personal opinion. But hey, what do you know? What do I know? Hey, I don't even have a beef with Brock Purdy as a person. I'm just trying to say, I'm like, hey, if I had my druthers about it, I mean, Brock Purdy, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not thinking about it the right way. Who knows? Okay. I mean, everyone knows. I don't have any faith in him in another system.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happens to every quarterback when Kyle Shanahan leaves, or they leave Kyle Shanahan, or he leaves them. I mean, literally, look at every single one. Ask Matt Ryan. That's the best example of all of them, though. And then look at Kurt. Well, Cousins has a great agent. That's like an incredible agent. Oh, well. Well, by the way, the CD Lamb thing, you know what I know is the most happy about it? It's not a Cowboys fan, is this guy to this way. My left, y'all's right. Because he's one of his starting receivers on his fantasy team. So congratulations, you got your guy back. There you go. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good week on that. Oh man, I'm so excited about the Panthers starting. I'm telling you, man, Panthers. When was the last time I was able to say that? We saw Bryce Young recently. Come on now. So let's actually go ahead. Let's go ahead, and we've done this before, but now things have kind of panned out a little bit. We talked about yesterday. By the way, Joe, I wanted to make sure you heard this earlier, in case you didn't. We talked about that stream of consciousness kind of show because we were talking pre-show and during show, like about just things that were just like off the top of our heads, and it was like awesome. And I said, I'm not going to do it unless both of y'all are on here or other people as well, because that's gold right there. It's juxtaposition at its best. So I want to be on the lookout for that. And that gives us a chance to talk about random stuff. Speaking of random stuff, let's talk about – we don't have to talk about this. I'm giving a shout-out real quick to golf before I forget. Keegan Bradley, snubbed this past year. in the Ryder Cup. They gave him a spot on it basically because they felt guilty, but he came and he conquered at the BMW Championship. So congrats to you. It's the first time his father was there to actually in person to watch him win a tournament. So good job, Key. Good job, brother. Happy for you. Hey, it's a good story, man. It's a good story. Got to give good stories out. All right, Jordan, hit me with some baseball. I know there's not a lot, but hit me with some of it. All right, I saw some of it today.
Aaron Judge is a beast. What else do you want me to say? Like, they just beat a team with low relevance.
No
Philly
relevance,
showing
yeah.
that they're a top contender by beating the Astros. Like, I think it was late. It was like either a walk up or late during the game because like Hader was losing pitcher and he's been meh. And like, Danny Jensen, he literally caught his own at bat. It was a nice moment, but like, Boston's just.
That story is hilarious. You played the first guy ever.
It's funny,
to
but
play
like
on 2 teams in the same. That's really weird.
Yeah,
but,
it's just that Boston's just been
Actually, I'm gonna hold on. Let me pose this question because both of y'all will answer this better than I can. What's more impressive? Because the way the trajectory is going, Aaron Judge is going to beat his AL record. At 63, okay? But the way Ohtani's going, he's going to have a 50-50 season. Which is more impressive in your opinions? I know. That's tough, right?
That's Acuna did 40-70, right, Joe? Last season?
Yeah, I think he had a very high stolen base total last year. And his homers weren't as big as his biggest year, but yeah, I think he hit the double 40 baby. Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 50.
But you also have to remember the record, like the 60 home runs. I know people don't want to count. Old heads don't want to count the steroid era, but that was happening like with those three at the same damn time. And I know, so take that for what you will. Bonds, McGuire, Sosa. But they're both really impressive. So I mean, you can flip a coin, but I'll reserve my judgment to the two baseball.
I think a 50-50 season's much more impressive because like you like the fact that you're doing it while recovering from Tommy John, like you can't. You literally can't. Like even though it's now a common surgery, like doing it while recovering from that injury, from that surgery, that's a lot more. That's really impressive to me, like personally. And like and then the next season you might need you could pitch again. That's impressive.
The dude was like Yao Ming. He was made in a laboratory. Joseph, same question.
I mean, I think what Ohtani is doing is a little bit more impressive. Not so much for while he's doing it with, recovering with the injury. I mean, Bryce Harper had the same situation, which took him out of the outfield. That actually was the precipice for moving him to first base. Was to eliminate having to throw long distances. So that injury was actually a blessing in disguise. But I'm a little less impressed with that aspect of it. I'm more impressed about the stolen base number with a guy so tall and lanky. Dude's 6'4", and that bases, for me, man. He
I don't know about lanky.
With
I don't know about lanky. He's stout, no doubt, but
I think it's mostly because
tall.
I think because
he's tall.
He is tall. He is tall.
He is tall to be running that to be stealing bases at that rate. So
also the long arms also help too. That's the thing. Like It's that the bases are getting
Long
bigger.
stride.
Like,
That's what really is.
I
The
mean,
bases are bigger. But
I
it's
guess
still
you can't say
impressive.
that, but for me, I think it's more impressive. Not just because of that, but also what he came into the season with. He came into a lot of trash off the field, coming into the season. So
it was it,
for him to be just like bounce right back from that and just be locked in,
I agree.
kudos to him to eliminate
Yeah.
that noise and just focus on baseball.
oh, hey, come on,
Hey.
he like the translator, all the thing. Don't focus on him. Focus on the translator. He could be the fall guy. He could have been the fall guy, but he
You're right.
paid the price. He
He
paid for his
He
friend.
could have been the fall guy. Yeah, because the guy who's the money maker is usually the fall guy. Yeah, right. Okay, say, do you even America, bro? Do you even America?
Yeah, exactly.
Or do you even world, bro?
Get some
first
burner
baseman
accounts, man.
looked
Come
filthy.
on.
He looked like a guy that
Oh,
would
they
do
finally turned off. Yay,
what
guys!
happened.
Look, my light turned off. Yay. Do you even reality, bro?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Nothing. Yeah, the guy who's the cash cow. Yeah, there he's going. He's the fall guy. All right, this is actually our final topic, sirs. I am stoked for it. Okay. Yeah. By the way, there was a comment. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. There was a comment, and I'm sorry to whoever left it on Twitch. I apologize. Once I got blipped out of the screen or out of the stream screen, whatever you want to call it, I can't see it anymore. So if you're still watching, please repost that comment. And it was a question about who to play, who to sit. I apologize for that. I will make sure I do my best not to let that happen again. So
Yeah.
sorry about that. Okay.
Mm,
That being said, again, other than that. Oh, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it. Joseph is actually. This is why Joe is the man. He just keeps me on my. Joe keeps me on my toes. All right. I don't remember the guy's name, but it is which running back is going to have a bigger season with their new team, King Henry with Baltimore or Saquon with Philly. I have asked this before, but I'm happy to recap it. I'll just start real quick because mine's very simple. I think it's going to be King Henry, baby. I mean, I think he's in the best running situation that there is. He has the best running quarterback, arguably, of all time, and he has a better. I'd say he's durable. Saquon hasn't had as many durable years. Now, if it's fantasy, obviously you're going to look for PPR. That's Saquon. But if you're looking for but Henry's going to get that. He's going to be the closer in the game. He's going to be the bruiser. That dude is an absolute Hulk. So I'm going to go with Derrick Henry. So that's my answer. What about y'all? Oh, Jordan, you can jump in.
Derrick Henry, more healthy. Could get some goal line touchdowns. Is the cowbell running back? What is the cowbell? It's the modern day cowbell running back where you can just depend on him. Even though I think they still have Hill. I think they still have Davion Mitchell, but I think they're mostly going to use Henry for the run game. I'm taking Derrick Henry, and he's more healthy than Barkley. Barkley has some injuries concerned, even though he's with a better offensive line. It's the health. It's health.
Offensive line ain't that much better, I don't think. But Joe, any disagreements? I think we're pretty much going to go clean.
Yeah, no, Barkley. Barkley.
Oh, I did not see
running
that
back and receiver. If you get third, if you're going to get on third and long, who's going to be your running back? Not him. Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell is going to be the back when it comes to third downs. So if they get behind and down in distance, they're going to bring in a pass catching running back, whereas Barkley will still be in the lineup on third downs because of his pass catching ability. You can't argue that health may be an issue, but I think him on this team in particular, with the kind of energy that he's going to be going into the season with, given what we all saw on Hard Knocks as far as the Giants is concerned, he's going to come in angry. Yeah. He's going to come in to prove a point, and I would not be surprised if he played at least 15 games, gave us over 2,000 yards from scrimmage, and made them regret what they did.
I would not be surprised with that. I can't speak for the 2,000 yards of scrimmage. for the season, but I can speak when they played the Giants the first time. That I can guarantee.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna have
it's gonna be
200.
a
He's gonna
bad
have.
game.
He's gonna have over 200 yards of total offense. That's fucking damn sure. He's gonna go out there scorched earth style, man.
But Mitchell's still in the public because like he had that ACL injury last season. But like,
Oh yeah.
but like, I think
Well,
Mitchell
either
can
way.
come back. But they also still have Justice Hill. So like,
Well, that was a good question. I did not see that coming. I thought Joe was going to go the other way. I like it though. I understand your reasoning. All right, here's the question I wanted to cap off this show. Is since we're about to get to the hour or the top of the hour. Who is the quarter? I saw this question today somewhere. I'm not going to say where because I don't want them getting the credit. But who is Patrick? Who is the most like? Who has which quarterback needs like? He has more pressure on him to beat Pat Mahomes. Like that, it runs through Pat Mahomes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's obviously there's no pressure on him, and like he's pretty much beaten everyone other than Joe Burrow, and he has beaten Joe Burrow, but no one's beaten him other than that in the AFC. So I should change it. So what quarterback in the AFC, and you can name any quarterback, has the most pressure to actually have a playoff win against Mahomes? Joe, I'll let you start this time.
Yeah, I'll need a minute.
Okay. Jordan, you can start.
Josh Allen.
All right, explain.
Josh Allen. You win 3 times in regular season, yet you choke 3 times in the postseason. People remember that shit, man. People remember it. It's that and all 3 of those losses, brutal losses. AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
That division, that 13 seconds, and right too. Like some of them were from Allen, some of them are from godforsaken circumstances. Some of it's from defenses. Like this has to be the year that if Josh Allen faces Mahomes in the playoffs, game, he has to beat him. He has to overcome him at least once, because he is basically. Like it's basically like seeing like Phillip Rivers facing Tom Brady. Like you gotta beat him. You keep losing him in the playoffs. Beat him once.
Or Peyton Manning for a long time too. Up until he actually did Peyton Manning against Brady. Yeah, like that whole thing. Like eventually had to like get through him, and they finally did. Yeah, granted they were at home, but. That shouldn't matter. Either way. All right. That's a good answer. Joe, do you have a decision on what you're going with this? Okay.
I disagree for the simple fact that Josh Allen is going into a season where he has decreased weapons around him. So I think the expectations are going to be set a little bit lower. And then also they have issues on defense that I don't know that they fully address. So I think the expectations come down a little bit just because the team around them has lost a significant amount of leadership, but also talent. I think for me, it's a tie between Tua with the Dolphins and Jackson with the Ravens. I lean towards the Ravens just because of that terrible game that Lamar had last year. I think that was a golden opportunity for them. Mm-hmm. And you don't know how many times you're going to get to that mountaintop, and you can't waste chances that you're given. You're not guaranteed to be there every year perennially.
And that's mostly because they didn't run the ball.
Yeah, ask Pat McAfee when he got to the second season of his career and makes the Super Bowl and never went back. Like you don't just pencil yourself in to AFC championships all the time. So when you get there, you need to seal the deal. Tua, I think
that one's the interesting one. Yeah, I'm curious about this.
I think Tua, for the simple fact that there's a lot of noise and a lot of disrespect on Tua. I think a lot of people, some of which are on this show, some of which that are not currently on live with us on this show, have very vitriolic things to say about Tua's long-term
Rude.
prognosis as far as his future as the number one QB for the Dolphins. So I think for him, I think he's going to come into the season with a little bit more edge. You can see that already just by his comments against his former leadership on the Dan Le Batard show. He's not
Yeah.
afraid to say what is on his mind, and I think really it just speaks more to McDaniel's leadership that he's not taking any shit. So for me, he's another player like Barkley where I think he's going to come into the season and he's going to try to get himself a home playoff game so that he doesn't have to play in negative 13-degree weather if he has to face them again.
True. And to the person that does echo that vitriol about Tua, for now we'll just call him Flores Jr. Brian Flores Jr. over here because he doesn't have faith. I don't really have an issue with Tua. It is what it is. I mean, I think he's in a very good system, a great system. But I also think that McDaniels has made it the best that he can, and it's a good team. I just don't. The only reason I wouldn't put the Dolphins anywhere near that is because their defense, not their offense.
Yeah,
that's more of where I'm at with that.
it's mostly because of the defense for me too, because like I just don't trust them.
I'm at a tie, but if I had to, I'm also at a tie. But if I had to break that tie in my own head, well, technically, both of y'all said it. It's between Lamar and Josh Allen. I actually am going to go with Josh Allen as well. The reason, and I will explain. The reason is Josh Allen did not lose those games. And granted, also, we all can agree. Lamar Jackson, I forget the coordinator's name, offense coordinator. Yeah, that's a lot on him. Yeah, that's a lot on him in that game. They didn't run the ball at all, which is ridiculous. And obviously, Zay Flowers fumbled it. Can't control it. But Lamar also did just dart it to the triple.
He tried to play hero ball and it just fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, at that point they were kind of already in there. They were in a slump. So, but Lamar, I could definitely see it's close. But I'm going with Josh Allen just because, even though, yeah, I agree the expectations aren't as high. Joseph, I agree with that, but it gets in for him personally. I don't even necessarily know. People are going to make excuses for him because that's what they always do. Not everyone, but a lot of people. But even in his head, that's going to get in his head. We've seen it happen with the Buffalo Bills in the early '90s. We've seen it with the Eagles in the early thousands. They went to 3 straight NFC championships and lost. Finally, they got to a Super Bowl, but eventually lost. I mean, you can get in your own head. You can get in your own head, and Josh Allen is going to be he's got to be getting weary about losing to that guy, especially when he's played well enough to win, no doubt. Missed field goal, 13 seconds, bad defensive calling on douchey McDermott, and and Joe Burrow's gotten past him, but Joe Burrow, the only reason I'm not putting him in this is because he's been to a Super Bowl, and he's also, other than him beating him twice, also not mentioning him because of his wrist right now. I don't want to see how that plays out because I don't know how the pressure goes with that looming over him. But I agree with both of you. Now, the Tua one is intriguing. I'm not sure I agree with Tua. I think he's kind of on a free lane. I think he's on a long leash right now. Like, obviously they paid him. But in terms of expectations, I think that it mainly comes down to their defense, and also Tua doesn't win in cold. He doesn't win in cold weather.
December, baby. That's where once it hits December, they freeze. I don't know how. That's the thing. Like,
and to be fair, in the summertime, everyone melts when they go to Miami, so that's okay.
True.
They do it They made it on purpose to where the only sideline that has the sun hitting them is the away side. So I like it. That's a good answers though, guys. Good, very, very good answers. All right, 59 minutes, man. I think we're gonna put a bow on this sucker, and we're gonna just wrap this sucker up like prom night. So I mean, hey, closing remarks, gentlemen, and calling cards. Please begin, Jordan. I will go to your side first. Let's hear it.
You can catch my writings on Total Apex 4, Total Apex Fantasy, all that good stuff. You can also catch me on ScOutCast, me up Mr. E-Rock. You can also catch me through Sports Post with Senior Gabriel. And you can see my social media, JCMouth6898 at Twitter and Instagram. JCRound79 and TikTok. And yeah, I can't wait for football on that Thursday. NFL football is going to be amazing. Ravens Chiefs. I can't wait for that chaos. I can't wait for actually for this Thursday.
Oh dear God, I was hoping you'd forget.
I can't wait for the college football madness. I can't wait for this Saturday for Nebraska versus UTEP. Oh, it's if
cool.
it goes horribly, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be fun to see that and also Minnesota, North Carolina Thursday night.
Damn it, I was hoping you'd forget.
We need to stream together, E-Rock. It's gonna if North Carolina wins, it shows Minnesota's the Big Ten basement dweller. But if it's the other way around, get the drinks up, man. Long season. Let's go ACC football.
So basically, I have a double-edged. I have a catch-22 over here. We win, we're supposed to. We lose, you get to fuck with me. Okay, cool. Sounds great. Joe, let's move to you fast, please. Quickly, pivot from him fast.
You find my musings, whether it's entertainment or sports-wise, at Java Joe Sports on the X. A link to my writing portfolio is on there as well. We're heading into my favorite part of the year, the last quarter, if you will, of the year. That means all of my favorite sports are back, and I can stop caring about the ones that I pretend to care about. Shout out baseball in a 162 game season. One of those sports that I like to watch this time of year, it's the last tennis Grand Slam, the US Open in New York, Flushing Meadows. Love this tournament because there's always just this random up and coming American that goes on a run, like Melanie Aldan and the Williams sisters when they started. The one to look for, Eva Jovic, 16 years old, out of California, won her first round match against a former top 20 player in the WTA rankings. Keep an eye on her. I don't know how far she goes, but she's done really well in the juniors, and I look forward to, hopefully her becoming another round of American tennis. So shout out to her, and yeah.
Good shout. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Thank you to Joseph on that one. All right, as previously stated, find me E-Rock, also known as my birth name, Eric Livingood. At Livingood09, but y'all can call me E-Rock. It's cool. And you can find us over at ScOutCast Media Hub on all platforms except for Instagram Live, because I'm just like, I don't even see the point right now. But Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So, and maybe at some point, what do they call it? TikTok, tickety-tockety. And shout out to Dusty for, again, keeping our material up from back in the day, from our original shows, even before all these handsome gentlemen joined in. So we are still there when I was as raw as a rare steak. So I just want to say thank y'all so much. And guess what? Shout out to CSP's Curious Sports Pulse as well. Gabriel, thank you, sir. Dylan and Andrew and all the rest of the crew, Josh, all y'all, JV. And we will talk to y'all and Chad. Shout out to Chad, the racing man. All right. Let's have a good year so far. And let's have a good night. I'm gonna see all y'all soon. Jordan, I'll see you sooner. Joe, hope to see you soon. And y'all have a good one. All right. Peace out, y'all.
Mm-hmm.